In this video, I will show you some of the basic features of the JavaScript version of MathGraph. On the first start, we've got this size for the window. Let's make it bigger. Then we close the software and start it again. Now we've got a bigger user interface, and this choice is memorized. Let's use this tool, Figure Options, and choose mid-level for the level of use. You can choose this level for the next start by checking this checkbox. And let's choose no frame for the starting figure. On the next start, we'll get a figure with just a unity length. Let's start a new figure with this tool, Basic Figure, Equilateral Triangle. Now we can move this point. This point is a free point. We can also move point B, which is a point linked to a hidden line. First, let's activate this icon for a free point creation. Here we can choose the style for the created points, for instance this style. Here are the color. Then we click on the figure and we get the free points. We can discard the creation, recreate. Now let's create a line. First we activate this tool for automatic free point creation. Then we choose the thickness for the line, the color. We choose to activate this tool. We can click on this point already existing, but if I click on a free spot, I get a new point. I can name it on the fly. Now I want to change the style of this line, for instance red, and dot it. Then I click on this palette tool, then I click on the line. If you want to name a point after its creation, activate this tool, click on the point, and enter the name. You can also choose this font size. If you want to move the name of the point, activate this tool and drag it around the point. Now let's create segment marks with this style, this thickness, blue. Now here we click on segment mark and we must click on a segment. We click on the segments. We've got our segment marks. If I want to change the segment marks, I can choose here this style, this color, for instance. Then I click on the palette tool and I click on the segment marks. Now let's create a new figure without frame and with unity length. Now I want to create a circle by center and radius. To expand the toolbar, you can click on this arrow or double click on the left icon. So this tool, first I click on the center on a free spot. The radius will be 3. I can name the point on the fly. If I want to change now the radius of the circle, I can use this tool, Graphical Object Modification. Click on the circle and choose a new radius. Now let's create linked points to the circle with this tool. I can move the points, but they are linked to the circle. Let's create segments. I want to create a tangent to the circle. So I expand this toolbar and I choose this icon. I click on the segment, then on the point. If I want, I can animate the figure. I expand this toolbar, choose this icon, linked point animation. Then I click on this point. To stop the animation, just click on the figure. If I want to change the options for animation, I choose Figure Options, Animation Options. For instance, I can invert direction. Now the point is turning in the opposite direction. If you want to hide an object, just click on this tool, then click on the object, for instance this circle. Now the circle is hidden, the circle still exists. I can move this point. If I want to unmask a hidden object, just click on this tool, Unmask Object. Then click on the blinking object. If you want to fill the circle with a surface, for instance this color, just activate this tool, then click on the circle. Now if you want to change the filling style of the surface, for instance this style, hatch style, this color, now you activate this tool, palette tool, you click on the circle and you specify to change the surface. Now let's use geometrical transformations. First I create two free points in black. Then I activate this tool, translation. I first click on this point, then on this one. Then I just click on an object to get the translated of the object. Now I want to measure the distance between 2 points. So I activate this tool, length measure. I click on the first point, on the second one. If I want to modify the number of digits of the display, I click on this tool, graphical object modification. I click on the display, then I choose a number of digits. I can use this distance in a new object. I create a new free point, then a new circle by radius. If I click on this button, I can choose this distance, for instance divided by 2, and the figure is of course dynamic. Now let's create a polygon with this tool. To close the polygon, just click again on the first vertex or click on the stop button. If now I want to measure an angle of this polygon, so I use this tool. I click on the first point, on the second, on the third one, and I see the measure on the figure. If I want, I can modify the display of the angle mark here, for instance this color, this style. Then I click on the palette tool, then on the angle mark. Now let's create a new figure with a cursor. New figure, without frame, with unity length. For the cursor, we use this tool. We must click on a point or a free place on the figure, for instance here. So I choose big size, horizontal cursor, cursor with gradation, mini value 1, maxi value 4, step of graduation 0.5, name of the calculation k, starting string k equal. Now I create in black a new free point, a circle through radius, and I can choose radius K, for instance. Now if I move this point, the radius is changing dynamically. Now I want to create a text display in blue. For this I expand this toolbar and I choose Free Text Display. I click on the spot where I want the display to be displayed. For instance, hello world. I can choose to erase the background color, and here with frame there is a little flow here. Now I choose to create a linking point to the circle, and I want the display to become linked to the point. So I expand this toolbar and I choose this icon. I click on the text display, then on the 3 points, and now I can move the display, but if I move the point, the display will move with it. Now I want to create an image display on the figure. The first way to create an image display is to expand this toolbar and choose one of these two icons. But another way is to directly drag and drop an image file on the figure. This one I drag and drop here. Now I've got an image, and it's an animated GIF. I can also, if I want, create a linking point to the circle and create a link between the image display and the point. With this tool, I click on the image, then on the point. Now if I animate the figure, the image display will move with the point. Now I want to choose a background image for the figure. I choose Figure Options, and then Choice of Background Image, Browse, for instance this image. If I want to delete this background image, I choose again Figure Options, and I click on Background Image Deletion. To finish this first tutorial, I want to copy this figure and paste it in my word processor. So I use this tool, Export Figure, and I choose Copy Figure in Clipboard. In my word processor, I paste it. So, end of this first tutorial. Thank you for watching it.